Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the DKS. This is their part number ADWA-12, adjustable drywall anchors. This is a two-piece anchor system, and it is intended to be used when you're attaching a frame to, well, you can do metal studs. It's really intended for wood studs. Is what this is intended for. But you could use it for wood stud construction as well, even though, pardon me, you can use it for metal stud construction, but wood stud is really what you're going to use this for, mostly because it has these bendable tabs that are back here, which I'll show you in a moment. First of all, why is it two-piece construction? Well, here's the reason why. The reason is so that you can have a single stud anchor that will handle a range of jam depths. The nice thing about this anchor system is that it will handle from 4 3/4 jam depth all the way to 5 3/4, all the way to 6 3/4. Now, on a per piece basis for a single anchor, they're costly. I would never, as a manager of a hollow metal shop, stock just these. I would stock them in the sense of a client wants to buy them, but I would not stock them for use in instances where it would be my primary anchor, because a fixed 5 3/4 wood stud anchor is far less expensive than a two-piece system. Because realistically, how often do you need 4 3/4? Often, but not so often where you're tripling the cost of your anchor per piece. How often do you need 6 3/4, especially in a wood stud situation? Not often. So the fact of the matter is, I wouldn't stock them. But you're a whomever, a general contractor, a building engineer, a sub, or a guy who works at the firehouse, and the firehouse had a couple of frames donated, and they're doing volunteer work in building a new barracks area, but they don't have anchors. This is great. This is probably what you're going to buy, that sort of scenario, because you've got a couple of these and a couple of those, and scenarios like that. Now, how the two-piece system works is the pieces are identical. When you buy, let's say, 6 anchors to do a single frame, you're going to end up getting 12 pieces, and they're all identical. And the reason that they're all identical is they basically just notch and fit together. This feature here that you're going to notice, you're going to want to make sure that that's on the same face. So one piece has got to be turned over. It's that simple. As you may have noticed earlier, maybe you didn't, but there are graduation marks that start here at 6 3/4, 6 1/4, 5 3/4, here 5 1/4, and then down here is 4 3/4. We're going to take these two pieces, and you're just going to lock them together. And we're going to set this up for 5 3/4. You're going to stick the tabs into the slot that it calls out. So now you got a 5 3/4 anchor. If I were to measure the outside from here to the outside from here, it's going to be 5 3/4. It should technically be a little bit heavy on that. Okay, and it is. I mean, maybe very marginally. They're meant to stay loose. Now, what some people will do is they'll just tack weld them together. If you're a shop and you know you're setting up 5 1/4 jam depth, tack weld them together and use these. Then, if you're that same shop, weld them into the back of the frame or ship them loose. This snaps into the back of the frame. That's the back side. You're presented with this face. You can then take and bend these tabs over around your stud, and then you screw through the flanges, and your stud occupies this area here. Okay, and that works out really well. Okay, now I mentioned you could use metal studs. You could run mini screws through the back of your metal stud right into these flanges. It's atypical to do that with this anchor, because really, if you're going to do metal studs, you don't want such an expensive anchor. Really, all you want is a piece of Z-bracket that's going to be welded to the back of the frame and then run in. So a welded-in Z-anchor would be the best way for metal studs, but this can be used in that regard as well. The only downside of these is they're costly, like I said earlier, per anchor, but they're quite universal, and they will get you out of a pinch, is the bottom line, which is why someone might keep some of these on hand. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page within our website, where you can pull up not only all of the DKS products that we sell, but a link to some technical documents like their product catalog, their submittal sheet. Their parts list is also there for your review. The summary of DKS is that they are an importer of hollow metal products, doors, frames, accessories. They stock a tremendous quantity of the material on the West Coast. I would not hesitate to use them, and I don't hesitate to use them where their product line fits, where economy and quality and the confluence of the two is most paramount on a project. Because they are importers of material, their domestic manufacturing is really just limited, I think, to remanufacturing, cutting, welding, notching, things of that nature. But their inventory is so deep that they stock 90% of everything you're going to use, is the bottom line. And their secret weapon, they don't sell doors and frames. What they sell is their service. Predictable, reliable, dependable customer service department. The confluence of that excellence and product knowledge, they're very knowledgeable as well. They make a potent option out in the marketplace for those economical, good quality doors that you just need to get shipped out to a project. If you have any questions on the DKS, this is their ADWA-12 adjustable stud anchor or any other DKS product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.